What's going on, guys? Jerry here, and today we're going to take a look at another optical gaming mouse. This is the Logitech G502 Proteus Core, the first ever spaceship to double as a mouse. Now, they call this the tunable gaming mouse, and it's got quite a few features that allow you to do just that, which we will get into in a moment. On the left side of the mouse, you've got your thumb buttons, which are nicely sized. And I'm not sure if it's just me, but I kind of wish they were moved forward just a bit. I feel like that would make pressing the G4 button just a little bit more comfortable. There's also a sniper button, which when pressed will automatically switch to the lowest DPI setting configured in the Logitech software. For instance, I game at 800 DPI, but when holding the sniper button, sensitivity will switch to 600 DPI, which is my lowest setting. Now, admittedly, I've not used this a single time during gaming, but it's nice to have, I guess. There's also a nice rubber grip towards the bottom left, which allows you to hold the mouse firmly, and DPI indicator LEDs, which can track up to 5 sensitivity settings. On the right side of the mouse, there isn't much to see other than another large rubber grip, but the rubber's actually pretty nice. Some of the nicest I've encountered on a mouse so far, and it really helps the mouse feel secure in your hand. On the rear of the mouse, we've got a black stripe separating the rubber grip on the left from the plastic housing of the mouse, which is pretty much what this mouse is constructed of, minus the rubber. But still, I'd put this slightly above the Death Adder in terms of build quality. We've also got a blue illuminated G logo. You can't change the color of the lighting, but you do have the option to set a breathing mode or disable it altogether. Now, unfortunately, the G502 suffers from the same issue as the Chroma in that the lighting is not that intense, even at its brightest setting, and you really have to look at it head on to get the full effect. At the top of the mouse, we've got quite a few buttons. Of course, you have your left and right click buttons, which I believe are using Omron switches rated at 20 million clicks. The G8 and G7 buttons to the left of the left click are there for on-the-fly DPI adjustments. It's not my favorite location for these buttons, as I found myself accidentally pressing them when I first got the mouse. I am glad, though, that this mouse does have dedicated buttons for sensitivity adjustments. Now, towards the middle of the mouse, we have a profile switch button, which will allow you to select between 3 onboard profiles thanks to the 502's 32-bit microcontroller. And lastly, we have a scroll wheel lock, which will allow you to choose between fast or click-to-click scrolling and the scroll wheel itself. And as for the scroll wheel, it's easily one of the worst features of this mouse. When scrolling, the sound resonates through the entire front half of the mouse and is just unpleasant. The scroll wheel also allows for side-to-side clicking, but honestly, it just introduces slop into the wheel. And when gaming and trying to middle click, I often found myself rolling the wheel instead of pressing it, resulting in my very frustrating death. I won't harp on it too long, but yeah, not a fan. If we flip the mouse over, we can see the PixArt 3366 optical sensor and some rather thin looking feet, which I'll have to keep my eye on. One of my favorite things about this mouse, though, is that if we remove the magnetic cover, we can add weights to tailor the feel to our preference. The mouse itself weighs 121 grams, and you can add up to 5 3.6 gram weights. And aside from all that, you get a black braided cable, and that's pretty much it as far as the construction of the mouse. Now, from a looks perspective, not really a fan of this mouse. I'm not big on the whole spaceship slash stormtrooper gamer trend, but functionally, I can't really complain, minus a scroll wheel. It feels good in my hand, the sensor is accurate, and the build quality is decent. Logitech does also include software with their mouse, which allows you to customize it further. You can assign buttons, change your DPI sensitivity or polling rate. You can tune the sensor to your surface to ensure accuracy, which I'm a fan of, and you can switch between onboard profiles or preset game profiles. Now, there's also other things you can change like lighting settings, macro configurations, and a key press heat map. I do wish it had an on-screen display when cycling through the DPI buttons though. But overall, a straightforward software experience. And that's pretty much it as far as the G502 goes. Not a perfect mouse, but still pretty good. Let me know what you guys think about the mouse down in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. And until next time, see ya. The Amazon Stick itself and the Amazon Stick remote. So unlike the Google Chromecast, this actually comes with